Welcome to Real as Possible, where two sisters keep it real with hilarious stories from our childhood and honest conversations about faith, life, and everything in between. Welcome to the Real as Possible podcast. We have a special guest, our Maj.
Applause, please.
Joe, add that in.
Thank you.
Go for it.
Also
man.
known as Lynnette. I call her Mom, Maj, Mooj,
Madre.
Madre,
Hey, you.
Mommy,
Mommy.
Mommy.
When she's in trouble, it's Mama.
It's true. So first of all, Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
And Happy New Year. But speaking of New Year's, do you guys do New Year's resolutions? Do you try to? Do you have goals? By the look of your face, that's a big no.
I have wishes. You know what I mean? Like where it's like, maybe I should think of this for this year. And then like I was thinking of it earlier today and I'm like, I'm not doing this. That's just setting up for failure. I already know where it's going. It's not happening. So no. I decided not to even.
You know what, Ashley?
try.
You just reach for the stars.
I'm just going to
Over
keep
there.
doing me.
Yeah, at this point, I'm
Just gonna
like
keep
survival
failing.
mode.
Just going to keep failing.
Yeah.
Seems to be all right. Consistency is key.
Yeah. Mom, do you do any?
Do I do any what?
Oh my gosh.
New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have in the past, and they last about 4 days.
Which is why Ashley doesn't do them.
No.
Yeah.
What are they normally when you do?
Normally, it's forgiveness. I work on that.
Mm-hmm.
I work on this year, grace.
Mm-hmm.
This year, it's grace, definitely. We had this talk earlier.
Yes, we
today.
did. Yes.
Mhm.
To
Have grace on people that have either wronged you or you know that they're doing wrong and you
Mhm.
just, or they're different or they're
Mhm.
not normal. Just have grace.
Mhm.
Let life go on for them. That doesn't affect your day. Don't worry about it. Just pray for them and
move on.
move on.
Also, though, I'll add to that of just having grace for yourself.
Yeah.
So I think, we're always talking about, well, we can just grace for
Mhm.
others, but also there definitely needs to be grace extended to ourselves.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. I think it does. Pretty confident in that one. I think I like to try New Year's resolutions, but I don't like I don't know. I like the idea of them, but if I'm being honest, I don't know if anyone can see how fancy he's sitting.
I can't stop looking at him.
I know he's just so
funny.
oh.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Here I am, Mom.
Ew, please don't. Okay. I don't know if I like the idea of them, but majority of the time what I like to do is, because I feel like my New Year's resolution starts every Monday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, this Monday, I'm probably, it's always going to be, the categories are, what are you doing with your arms?
He's waving. Hi, everybody. You didn't introduce him or...
Yeah, this is Finn. He's fine. It's better off if he stays here than walks around. I would say mine always end up being like spiritual growth, making sure that I'm in the Word, prayer, journaling. Like a big one this year is probably going to be journaling more. I've really put that on the back burner, and I'm realizing that journaling has been really good for me. And it actually makes me feel like one of the close, there's questions like, when do you feel closest to the Lord? I feel like, well, obviously when I'm like in the Word or worshiping, but journaling really, really helps me, my prayer journal. And then, Finn, you can't do that. You can't do that right now. There's the smacking. No, sir. No, sir. Okay. Just be a good dog. You're a good dog. Anyway, okay. So, One thing I want to ask, what was it like raising us when we were little?
I loved it.
Oh, did you?
Mhm.
Why?
Because you were so good. Cute.
Who was good?
Y'all were good.
Oh, whatever.
Why do I feel like that's a lie?
No, just because all I ever wanted to be was a mom.
I was going to ask, like, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, when I was 10, I wanted to be an astronaut. Then found out by 12 I was scared of heights.
That'll
That
do
didn't
it.
work
Yeah.
out.
I'm not going up there.
Then I wanted to be a nurse or a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I came close. I
Mhm.
became a CNA for
Mhm.
a long time. But all I ever wanted to do was be married and have kids, raise kids. I ended up being married, raising kids, and other people's kids.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But as far as what it was like with you kids, it was fun. I loved it.
Yeah. I do feel like Ashley and I were pretty good kids. Like grown up.
You were.
Yeah.
There's a moment there. A hot minute there.
There's a couple moments where it should have been like a we listen and we don't judge type of moments. But I mean, like in our last one, we were talking about sibling rivalry, and I think we brought up like how I kind of would instigate things and then get myself out of it.
She right. How would you change your state to make it more enjoyable place to live?
Well, there's a big drug problem. Honestly, it's everywhere, I guess. But as far as changing the state, I don't know. Make it shorter distance.
That is true. Mom does live
From there to
about
here.
almost 7 hours, roughly 6.5.
Depends
Depending
who's
on-
driving, who's in the
yeah.
car, how many stops do we have to
Mhm.
take. So
I would change
Yeah.
a lot of the laws.
That is true.
In the state. I feel like they're
Indiana's
20
got
years
some
behind.
crazy laws.
is
20 years
Mhm.
behind.
Mhm.
yeah.
We
If
won't
you-
go there.
If you were stranded in a U.S. airport for 48 hours, which one would you choose?
Sounds like a dream.
Ooh.
Evansville.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Why? For 48 hours?
Explain. Okay, answer me this.
Evansville, Indiana,
At-
that is.
At what age were you when you first flew?
Okay, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I
Isn't that
was
crazy?
Definitely I have a height
Mhm.
issue,
Mhm.
big height issue.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me going to Disneyland and a Valium from my doctor to get on that plane, because I'm not kidding. Remember, well, I can't say names, but remember our pastor years ago and his wife here in
In town.
Whitewater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a town over, yeah.
Yep. We had to go, me and a friend of mine had to go and pick them up at the airport in Chicago. They came back from the Bahamas or something, and I'm not kidding.
You can't even watch it.
A plane landed and I went on my knees. I'm not kidding. It makes me pass out. I went to the Museum of Science and Industry with 2 other friends, and I was fine. I don't like big cities, so I felt like the country mouse, in the big city.
Yeah.
And we went to the Museum of Science and Industry, and they have a simulated airplane jet up in the middle. And that thing's not going anywhere. It's bolted down to the floor. I get on that jet, and they start the engine sound, and I pass out.
Mom, now I know where I get it from.
I'm like, I'm not going nowhere.
Well, you did the VR this week with Liam, didn't you? With the plank.
Oh,
I was in
never
the other
again.
room and I heard her yell something about like my knees are gonna go or something like that.
My
about
knees
her
are shaking. I
Yeah.
thought I was going to drop.
because she was doing the plank one on the VR.
Yeah.
And
It's only like 50
I
stories
understood
in
that
there.
one. Like my first time, my knees like they get weak or something. Like they get achy And then I'm like, oh,
And they shake.
and I have to tell myself this isn't real. And then the next one I absolutely love doing.
But the reason I like Evansville Airport is because it's quick. There is not like 20,000 people going through,
Yeah.
security all at once. And
But if you were stranded there for 48 hours, would you still choose Evansville?
yeah, because I could always.
They have a bookstore there.
I think I think
I think
I
almost
could
all
call
of
an
them do.
Uber
I
and
could
go
be
right
fine.
into town and get something to eat.
I think I would probably I think I would probably choose. I don't know.
I'm close to home there.
That's the fridge. Pretty sure.
The buzzing. It's the fridge.
One day. I think that I would probably choose maybe Colorado, Denver, because
Yeah.
it is like its own city.
Yeah, that one's a nice one.
I've heard it's got some conspiracies up in there. But from what I've seen and been there, it's totally fine. And I liked it. Or probably Atlanta.
And say Atlanta was really big.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big, busy one.
I don't know why I think
We love
bigger
to
is better,
people
but
watch.
maybe not.
Like
Oh.
we love
That's
people
true.
watching. That's why I like the airports. Like I could stay in an airport.
Well, when you say stranded, are you talking there's a blizzard and you can't go outside of
Right,
the
like
airport?
you're
yeah,
stranded.
stranded.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
then
stuck.
I'm not going.
Evansville?
It's not
No.
Evansville anymore then.
Oh, okay.
Where are you going?
Fort Lauderdale.
That's not bad.
Okay, I don't know
Because
that
they've got everything. They've got Starbucks and they've got.
Do they
20
have a
different-
Harry
30
Potter
different
store?
Restaurants and
Because I'll tell you the one in London when I went, they had a Harry Potter store.
That makes sense.
It was cute.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was.
I don't know.
There.
I didn't walk around the whole thing.
Well, it probably isn't there. Because London makes sense to have a Harry Potter store. But it was still cute.
Joe and I walked when we went to Atlanta. Oh my gosh, San Antonio. We just walked so much back and forth while we waited, and it
Yeah.
really wasn't that. It didn't feel that big, but maybe we just stayed within
Mm-hmm.
our thing. Yeah.
I don't mind going to airports super, super early because I like to just like go around and do things. Like when you and I go.
Joe does not like to do that.
Yeah, but when you and I take flights together,
I'll go
I'll
early.
be like, take me like 6 hours early.
Yeah. I'm sick to
Oh.
my stomach already. It doesn't matter.
We might
I
as well.
hate flying. I hate flying.
Make
Stay
friends.
up all night, get on the plane, and sleep it away.
I'm not.
Oh, not me.
You have to just knock me out. Just do something. I don't even know.
You throw up on planes.
I do.
Hey, it
Do you know
got
how-
you, but it got you to come sit by me when we ordered our tickets separate.
It's true. All you have to tell someone is, "Hey, I threw up on planes," and every single time they have said, "Oh, okay, I'll switch with you and your
Yeah.
sister," because
They
I
let
will.
us like sit together.
Also, do you know how hard
It's
it
a good
is
hook. I'm gonna try it.
to vom on a plane next to people that are strangers who are like, you're rubbing elbows with them, and you're like trying to be super courteous and throwing up, and you're like, and you're like trying, and then all
In
you're
the
thinking about
world's
is
smallest bag.
It smells like everything is terrible. Everything about this whole experience is awful. Just get me off this plane.
They should have given you a courtesy blanket.
Or a
Just
teddy
cover
bear.
up with a
Right over
blanket.
you.
Or a teddy bear. Something
Just,
to
like,
feel better.
I don't even know. I would gladly, because here's the thing is, when I'm throwing up, it's when we're going down. The things are on, like put your seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Ding. So I'm like, here it
might be
comes.
just the
See, when I
pressure.
So I
start to get the
can't.
queeze, it's like the queeze. When I start to get sick.
I got the queeze.
Oh, no.
And when we start to we go up, but we start to turn just a little bit.
When you're banking.
You're ascending.
I'm just like, I'll do it out
I
loud.
don't
I'll
like
say,
banking.
I'll say the
Mm-mm.
noise because it stops me from doing it.
Oh, and then landing in Milwaukee, you have to bank because you go out to the middle of Lake Michigan, which
Yeah.
looks like the ocean.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we're going to turn around and land. And I was like,
Yeah.
or.
We just keep going.
Well, not this last time. I almost stopped flying too.
Oh, not
also,
me.
Because not this last time we flew home.
Oh,
just
Mom,
A few months ago, but the time before that.
don't. tell me this horror
When we were
story.
coming back from Fort Lauderdale, they had storms to the Smokies.
Of course.
So they tried to get around the Smokies, which is fine. But they said coming into Evansville, there's going to be a lot of turbulence. I'm like,
That's fine.
there aren't even mountains around Evansville, Indiana. But there's going to be a lot of turbulence. There's going to be storms, da 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 da. Okay? Yeah. All of a sudden, you go. It was so bad. The turbulence was so bad. I'm not joking. Everyone in that plane was holding hands and praying like this.
Oh yeah,
And my
that's me.
husband-
I feel one bump, and I'm doing worship. I'm like,
and my husband is going, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And I looked at his face, and he's like,
he's like trying to keep it together.
You're lying to me. I'm gonna get off this plane. I'm never riding again. And he that's why he was gonna say, everything's okay. We're all gonna live through this. Everyone's praying. I'm like, okay. Everyone's praying because everything's not okay.
Yeah, like that's why we're praying.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
And then
that's
there's
so
this
funny.
one man who's sitting catty corner from me, like one row up and over the aisle. And he's on his computer, like,
Nothing's.
Oh,
Oh, that would
he's
be
a
me.
frequent
and he looks back
frequent
at me
flyer.
and he says,
Frequent
flyer.
he
flyer.
says, dear, don't worry. He says, I go through this all the time. You'll live through it. And then I felt better.
You know what helps
One
me?
person on that plane
Mhm.
said that, and it changed
That's
my
what-
whole attitude.
That's what helps me is when I look at the flight attendants and how calm they are. I'm sure inside some of them are like, oh my gosh, this is actually kind of scary. But I think about these men and women do this day in and day out. This is
My
like,
heroes.
yeah, like this is their life. They love it. They chose this.
All right, Mom. If you could have any fictional character as a friend, who would you pick?
Any fictional character?
Any fictional character.
Oh, gosh. Casper.
Can I keep you?
Can I keep you?
Can I keep you?
Can I keep you?
Why, Casper?
Why?
Yeah.
Because when I was a little girl, I watched Casper every morning before school.
It was a TV show?
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
TV
It was
show?
a cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then when they made it into a movie, I was like, oh man, this ain't gonna be the same. But it was better.
Oh,
I loved the movie.
yeah, I did
It was a
too.
good one.
Yeah.
And he just is
Hmm.
her best friend. Not that I want a ghost, really.
Good
Yeah,
point.
that would
good
suck.
point. hmm
but
You just want
his
Casper.
ghosts were cool.
Would be it.
Yes.
I don't. That's a
He's
hard
friendly.
question.
He's
That is because I
friendly.
don't even know.
Who would I choose? Who's my? Oh, Samwise Gamgee.
See, I was thinking Spider-Man.
Who?
Samwise from
Samwise from
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
The best hobbit in the world.
Mm.
I just love him.
He's a fictional character.
That's who
He-
you would have for a
Did you
Yeah.
think he was real?
No, I was thinking you were
Cartoon?
No,
Oh,
I wouldn't want that one either. But I was thinking, it was a character, not the actors. And I was like, I can't
Oh,
agree with
Sean
that
Astin.
because I would have picked Elijah Wood. Because now we're going
Oh.
back to episode 1.
that is
I was
true.
just gonna say you brought that up once before.
Yeah,
Yeah, she really likes
You
him.
really like him
Elijah.
still.
Just telling you. Going strong
some
in this
things
girl's
never
heart.
change.
You don't even see him anymore, do you?
I've never
No.
met him, Mom.
No, no, I mean,
He
He's
never
in
comes
like,
out.
he was in
Still
a
act?
show, but I didn't start it. And then
He probably does more indie.
Yeah, I think it's more indie
films.
films that he's been doing. And then I don't know.
we're gonna have to Google that because I haven't seen him in anything.
Well, have you
for
noticed how a
long
lot
time.
of, and I could be wrong, but I do feel like there's a little bit of a pattern where you have these, especially this that generation with Elijah Wood, a lot of them who were super
Super huge into a character or
in
a
mainstream
yeah,
fame,
yeah.
really toned it down and went more into the indie film.
And I wonder if that's because it was just so much that they're like, I need a break. I need to slow down, but I also don't want to stop.
Yeah, but once you explode, it's hard
Yeah.
not to I don't know. Can you not, dog? Just lay down.
Yeah. I was
Next
probably in
question?
6th grade when I started liking him. Same with Tobey Maguire. Let's move on.
Yeah, I like.
Mom, are you doing a
I
question?
liked
Or are we
the,
just doing mom?
I liked the older gentleman. Like I had a crush on Craig Ferguson,
Oh, yeah.
and I had
that
a
is
huge
right.
crush on
Mhm.
Ewan McGregor,
That's true.
and I was 13. Like,
I mean, I did have my Brad Pitt phase for a while.
I think it was more a
It was
phase.
an obsession.
It was an obsession. She
It was.
slept with the
Like anything
tape.
Brad
Okay.
Pitt.
When we were younger, we didn't have DVDs. We had tape,
VHS.
VHS.
Get it right.
Thank you.
Get right.
Get up. Get up right.
Get it right. Okay.
Ow. So anyway, so Legends of the Fall, by the way, should not have been watching that at our age.
No.
But she would sleep with a cassette. Or why do I keep going? Why am I like
We can
VHS?
I don't know. A VHS.
You would sleep with the VHS of
Were they also
Legends of
called
the Fall.
cassettes?
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever knew that. If your VHS was missing, I had it.
In her
It
bed.
wasn't missing.
She just slept. She just loved him.
I just loved him. I was little. I don't know.
She was obsessed.
Did you have the VHS player in your bed? Why would you sleep with a VHS
I didn't
tape?
have a teddy bear. Can't.
I can't do you today.
No, wait. Mom. Did you?
What?
Did you have a VHS?
If I did,
That's a logical question.
listen, if I did, I'd have to have the TV too. Okay.
Well, that was my next question. Who gave you a TV?
No.
You weren't allowed to have a TV in your room.
Chris did. It fell on his head.
How come he always got TVs?
Because he wouldn't stop.
You needed to shut him up.
She's like, this kid
We need
needs
to
to
edit
just.
that part.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's a dumb question. Moving on. I liked that question. That's a good follow-up question, Mom.
Mm.
Oh, what would
Oh, do tell.
It's like, boom, here comes another one. I'm not.
Listen,
I mean,
we're
these aren't,
only
like,
on
deep.
the
They're
third
fine.
one.
they're fine.
Yeah, but look at how many there are. You know, how
We're
many
not going through-
crazy questions there can be.
We're
in
only
there?
doing a few.
That was the pet one. Okay. What's your favorite thing to do to entertain yourself when you're driving?
Music.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, Mom. What is it?
I don't even want to think about driving after yesterday.
Because you got pulled over and you flirted with a cop.
And she got in the wrong car.
Oh my gosh. Tell this story because Ashley called me and I couldn't even understand what she was saying. She's laughing so hard.
Don't act like it's never happened to anybody else in the world.
Well, it definitely wasn't your first time.
Mom, this happens a lot. I think you should
No.
just, at this point, get their
It's
numbers
happened like
and be
3
friends.
times, but I've never actually gotten in.
Rick did though, right?
Yes.
Didn't
Mom
Rick
watched
get
him
in?
do it.
Did. Watched him. I have a video.
Oh
It's
my
on Facebook
gosh.
somewhere if y'all look for it. But there's a video. I'm laughing, hysterically laughing. I can't even get out of my truck and tell him he's in the wrong truck because I was laughing so
At least
hard.
I did that for you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
All I could think, the vehicle was running.
Did you get? Wait, I
This
have to ask
person
you,
left
Ashley.
their-
when
Okay,
you-
so if you were parked at Quick Trip in Milton, Wisconsin last night around
running.
8 o'clock ish.
It was dark. I'll give you that, but there were still lights.
Well, white cars are white cars.
This was
okay.
also silver. But
Well, it looked white
Wait
to
a
me.
minute.
hold on.
Wait.
It looked white to me.
So
Was it
the
a
story
silver car?
is, it was like a silver car or something.
When we pulled up, we were the only car parked right there. There was not a car next to us on the
Cars
left.
do come.
So when I came out, I had my hands full, and I automatically went to
So-
the first white SUV I could see.
Well, that's your problem
So-
right there.
What happened was we went into Quick Trip. It was me, Liam, and you. Yeah, Liam was with us. You can't forget Kevin.
No, I didn't forget him.
Okay, so we went in. We got our stuff. Me and Liam left. And I said, I'll be in the car. And we went in, sat in the car. And all of a sudden, I looked to my left because I'm in the driver's seat. Liam's in the back. I was on my phone first, looking at something, waiting for you to come to the car. And in the corner of my eye, I see someone with blonde hair walking in between. And I look over and I see you open this door. And I'm like, I think that's my mom. The way you open this door, you're looking at this car like, where are they? And you were like you were questioning this car, but you were questioning where we were.
I know they came out. They must went back in, and I looked back at the store like I could see them if they were in there.
Open my door,
and then
I'm like,
oh, there's
Mom,
something
I'm over here. And you turn around. And you see me sitting in the car.
I turned around and I'm like, oh.
You don't even shut the door and keep walking. You look back at the other car as if like, what did I just do? And you shut the door and you come around. As you're coming around, the person's coming out. And I'm like, get in the freaking car.
And this is me. I should go tell her I was about to get in her car.
And I went into reverse.
And that's when you peeled out.
It's like, we're out of here.
Oh man.
Oh, it was hilarious. But you'll do that one day.
Oh yeah.
It's not because I'm old or anything. It's because
no, not that. Because you've done this previously.
I've done this
for years.
Yeah.
Your whole
more
life.
often than
I just think it's more of a,
not paying attention, get too much on my brain.
You're not.
Yeah.
There was a van that was the exact same make, model, and color of our van. I sat down in it, and I was waiting for Nicole.
Yeah, you're like on the phone chilling in someone else's van.
And then I was like, this van doesn't smell like my van. I looked around, I'm like, this is not my van. And I looked over, and my van was right there, so I got out, shut the door.
Nana Sugar did that once.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if you remember the story, but Taylor's 2 down in
Foot?
Oakland City.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of somebody else.
No.
Taylorsville?
Taylor's 2 is a restaurant.
Taylor's
They used to
okay.
serve really, really good
A lot of
steaks.
Taylor's going on.
But anyway, we all went. And this is when Dave
Mhm.
Papa was still alive. And we all went in, we ate, we come back out, and all
I
of a
remember the
sudden-
story.
And
Keep going.
he and Rick came out later,
Mhm.
like with 5 minutes later, and we walk out, and I get in the vehicle, and then Mom's not there all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden Dave looks over, and she's sitting in the car next to us, sitting in the car. She got in the wrong car, and he gets out, and he walks over, and he says, "Are you stupid?" I felt so bad for her, and she goes, "What?" He goes, "This isn't even our car." And she goes, "Well."
Well,
She gets out and he
darn.
goes, "Golly."
Oh,
Yeah.
Nana Sugar.
One of the stories I remember about Papa is when he had his accident at work.
Oh my gosh. Mom was just talking about that. I don't know if we can talk
I don't know
about
if we can talk about
We
it.
can't talk
We
about
can
that.
take that whole part out.
that. We were just talking about that at Christmas the other day, and we're going to not talk about that. We'll talk about that off air.
Okay, that's totally fine. Oh man,
Oh gosh.
what was the question?
I don't remember. Go back.
Oh,
We always
this is-
circle back. We get off topic and then we circle back. Is what we do.
I don't remember.
What was the question?
I don't think it was about getting in the wrong car.
Oh, it was. Mom, I don't even know if we answered it. It was what do you do to entertain yourself while you're
Oh,
driving?
in the car.
Oh, what do I do? Well, it's not text. I see people
No.
watch movies going down the highway. I'm not going to go off topic again, but I'll put on my radio.
I Marco Polo. That's what I do. That's when I usually don't Marco if my kids are in the van.
Or I video chat with one of you girls.
Yeah, that's true. But when you video chat in the truck, you never have any service, so it's pointless.
Well, it's usually because I'm going on a long
That's
ride.
all I
and
hear.
It's usually to Evansville, and there's like 3 dead spots
Yeah,
on the way.
that's true. Are you more afraid of spiders or snakes?
I play with spiders.
Oh, so
Snakes, I think, are scary.
I don't like snakes.
I don't like them.
There's no reason for a snake.
Stomp those things right into the ground. Just kidding, Amy. Amy just got a snake.
Yeah, Ben has a snake too.
I'm
I
not
call
kidding,
them
Amy.
nope ropes.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of snakes. I
Oh,
mean,
that was a sad
in
one.
glass behind a cage in the zoo, I'm okay. They don't freak me out. But when they're slithering, it's like a mouse. A mouse is very small, but I don't like a mouse running across my
Well,
feet.
they're fast.
Well, yeah. So
And they're
that's-
startling. They just startle you.
I'm not like, if someone had a pet snake, like my friend Amy, she just got one, and I would love to meet that snake because I know it's a pet and it's fine. But if I saw a snake like a little slithery snake across my floor,
no.
oh, absolutely not. No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
No, thank you.
I feel like I can identify a spider over a snake. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I need to educate myself. I don't see snakes though. Have you
Spiders
seen a
don't
snake?
bother me.
Other
I
than, like, a
love
grass
banana
snake.
Spiders.
Ew,
spiders
they're
don't
so
bother me.
ugly.
But remember, I used to be
Yes,
so scared
they're
of
not
them.
beautiful.
They are
What?
beautiful. They're black and yellow.
Black
Those
and
little-
yellow, black and
And they can get
Those
they can
little
get
jumpy spiders are
huge.
super cute. The little ones.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
no,
they are.
No,
They
no.
look at you and then it's like,
Camel
"Oh."
cricket.
I don't know. They just jump like that.
Ew.
They're cute.
No, not when they hit
Jumping
your chin.
and spiders should not be in the
I
same
can walk down the
sentence.
basement, and in the spring is usually when we'll start to get them before Rick sprays, and I'll be walking
I don't think these are
down
the same
basement, and
spiders.
all of a sudden now the camel crickets, they will bounce
Mom,
right
I
up
don't think
at
that's
you.
what it is.
What are you talking
What
Those
are
about?
little
you
cute
saying?
fuzzy ones.
What?
The ones that kind of look animated with the big eyes.
Yeah, those are cute.
And they like,
They have colors and
I'm not sure.
yeah, they're cute.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'll show you later.
Okay, Mom. Are you ready for this question?
Yeah, I am.
Mhm.
If you had been asleep for the last 3 years, what are the biggest things you would have missed?
Would have missed or not have missed?
Would have missed if you were asleep for 3 years.
COVID. Recovery of COVID.
You would have missed that? No, like missed. Like I would miss like
I would
food.
be. Oh,
You know what I mean?
the last 3 years. Probably Florida trips.
Oh yeah, you do love Florida.
Those were those
Mhm.
are fun.
We had a good time in Florida. I came back with ringworm, but other than that,
It's been great.
oh, also I lost
You
my
come back with
memory and my
glasses.
eyesight.
Yeah, it was a great trip for you.
But still fun. So what happened was because I vomit on planes and I'm also really panicky, they gave me Joe, how do you say it?
Scopamine patch.
A patch for back here.
Yes.
And
scopamine.
like day 1, Ashley and I landed in Destin and had to get the rental car. I had to
Mhm.
drive it. And then
We had to kill time, so we also went and saw
a movie.
a movie.
I don't remember it. I don't remember going to get Mom. Like I don't remember.
Did you drive?
Yeah,
Yes.
she was fully alert too. She was talking to me, but the next day she's like, I, don't remember doing that.
So then my eyes were like black and I can't read.
And that was like
I'm
day
like,
2.
Mom, I can't read any
Yeah, I
of
heard pupils were so dilated.
and I couldn't see anything. And then but in my head, I'm like, it could be this patch maybe, but I can't read my phone to see the symptoms. So Mom had to read them off to me. And I was like, I think it's this patch, but maybe I'll just let it. My brain just thought like,
It's just gotta get
it's-
used to it.
I
or
gotta get used to it. I
something.
gotta adjust. And
Yeah.
finally, Mom, like day 3, Mom's like, take it off.
Take it off.
So it restored within 8 hours once I
Yeah.
took the patch off.
Yeah. So
But
you can't have that patch.
I found out
No,
that they used to
Scopamine
use
you can't have.
that stuff it was called a truth telling drug
Mhm.
back in the
Hmm.
200 years ago. They would use it because it would make everyone kind of like hazy. And I was like, well, that makes sense.
It does calm you.
Sure. It also makes you forget everything.
Only you didn't do that to us.
I never had it.
You didn't?
I
I use that patch every time I go, every time I fly, every time we do deep sea
course.
fishing.
Well, that's the thing
No.
too. You're like, we're gonna be
Deep
on
sea
boats,
fishing, I
and I
won't
throw
go
up
on a
on boats
boat.
too.
I do like
Won't go on
a
a boat without that patch.
natural Dramamine non-drowsy with the added ginger. That's what I do, and it works great for me. I also go into this denial mode where, like, if I'm in a plane, I'm like, I got no control. Going down, going
Well,
down.
You went deep sea fishing with us that day.
No, that was
Yeah.
me.
Nope. I didn't go
No.
deep sea fishing.
She
at
didn't
all.
go.
Okay, it wasn't. It wasn't.
But
the
she went to
fishing
the
trip. She
pier.
went to-
And then we did the,
the
banana
sunset.
boats. Is that what they're called?
No,
Banana
It
boats?
was a sunset.
Sunset
wasn't it?
cruise.
Sunset cruise, and you were afraid you were gonna get sick,
Mm-hmm.
and you couldn't take that patch anymore.
So the natural
someone
one had-
on
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
a
right.
worker on that boat said that they had a natural.
Her and her daughter
patch.
used it. And it worked really well for you. Because we
It
got
did.
some, didn't we, for the flight
Yeah,
back?
I need to go look it up.
It was a natural herb that they made the patch out of, right?
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
So we need to find out who sells that.
I can probably Amazon that.
Yeah.
Which food would you like to have a permanent pass from eating? Like you will never eat that ever.
Snails.
You had those? When and where? Florida?
That's
No.
a
no.
natural
They
pass.
have one of the biggest food festivals down in Evansville. It's called.
Didn't you and I go that one year? And we had like pork
Yes.
brain and frog legs.
We had brain sandwiches.
Yeah.
We took one bite and both spit it out.
We're like, this is
But
fine.
that's
Well,
where.
okay,
I can say
guys.
no.
I'm just. Can't we just have burgers? And
But I was trying to be brave. Rick will tell you I was trying to be brave. And I've had snails before, but when they served them to me, they were nothing like this. These snails were big and black. They looked like cows' eyeballs.
Mm-mm. Nope.
And they were just like sauteed in butter or something. And I can eat just about anything. I love raw oysters.
Mhm.
I love
like that.
pickled herring.
Mhm.
I can eat just about anything. But that thing, the minute I crunched it, it popped in my mouth.
oh, thank you. No,
It
thank
popped
you,
like an eyeball.
mother.
And I told Rick, I said, these are pretty good because I'm trying to be brave. You know, that costed $9 for
just like
5
came on
here,
the
of them.
have
plane. You're like,
another.
everything's gonna be
Yeah.
fine. You're like,
So
these
Rick's
are-
like, well, have another one. You better eat those. They were $9. And I'm like, okay. I got 3 of them down and I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
I don't
And I threw them out.
like shrimp. To me, you guys are eating
Oh,
fish,
God, I love
I love
fishy
shrimp.
rubber bands.
Mm-hmm.
They're
God,
just.
shrimp.
I actually like it
snapping
better
your-
cold with the sauce, and I don't care for it cooked. Like
I
My
love
favorite
sushi.
is
I don't
but
like
not,
breaded.
Not that kind of. No,
there's
thank you.
been one place, and I don't remember where it was, that I actually liked coconut shrimp
It was probably at that Chinese restaurant
in Florida.
in Indiana. That crazy buffet they have. It's like got
Mm.
a coconut sauce coating. It's not like usually you'll order a coconut shrimp and it will just be coconut flakes.
You're
and then deep
talking-
fried. in
You're
the
barking
coconut
up the
flakes.
wrong tree.
This isn't. This is more like
I looked at Joe. I'm like, "What are you looking at?"
this is more like a breaded shrimp, and then they deep fry it, and then they put it in this coconut sauce. It's a creamy coconut sauce. It's
Mhm.
really good. But yeah,
Hmm.
you had it there.
I probably did.
Hmm
There was only one time that I liked it, and that was it. And
Yeah.
it probably, maybe, I don't know.
But she doesn't like seafood. She likes
Well,
burgers.
no, that's not true. I like lake food. Like I like salmon, and I like.
Cod.
See, I used to
Cod.
like it, but now I'm not into salmon anymore.
I love salmon.
Something shifted.
April
You
and Ed
probably
made
ate a
us
lot
some
of it.
good
Probably.
salmon the other day.
and got
Yeah.
tired of it.
I do like Riley and Conway's fish fry though.
You love.
I love that place.
The last time I had it there, I had anything there. I had to find a restroom ASAP. Remember? I almost exploded. I was like, get me to the nearest bathroom ASAP. And I was driving. I was driving I'm like,
She's like, pointed out where is the nearest one.
it was bad. Like, I'm like, I might not make it. And I'm driving as I'm trying to like keep it together. I'm like, this is not going to be pretty. Okay, Mom, as a previous smoker,
Mhm.
what is the grossest effect from smoking that you've seen?
The grossest effect?
Mm-hmm. That you've personally,
Cancer.
yes, I
Mhm.
agree.
My grandfather died of it,
Of the lung?
lung and throat.
Ooh.
Yes. And my mom
Mm-hmm.
died of it.
Mm-hmm.
And my best friend,
Mm-hmm.
husband, I did his care towards the end.
Mm.
Bill.
Did Grandma Sandy? Was that
And I
lung
did
can-
her care, and I did Rick's dad's care.
And it's all from lung cancer?
It's all been, yes.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
Rick's dad's wasn't. It was in his liver, but we think it was in the lung
Yeah,
because
right.
he had fought pneumonia so many times. But
Right.
yeah,
That is true.
I
It
think
is.
that's the worst
Yeah.
thing that comes from smoking. And I am 10 years smoke free.
Yeah, we were just talking about that
Yeah.
recently. That was great.
Yes.
My sister came down to Florida with us and met us all down there. You were there.
Yeah.
That was when
That
Liam
was-
was little.
That was a fun time in Florida.
Yeah, and yeah, with
Police
clear a coat.
escort and
Oh.
everything.
Yeah.
We always have fun in Florida.
Jay-Z was there, and the gangs were all in.
The gang, like
Wait,
legit gangs.
Was
were
that
in
when
town.
that one
we had?
clubhouse, the MTV
Yes.
clubhouse was still
Yes.
open, and that
Yes.
was the, like one of the last
Well,
years
they
it
have-
was.
We were
Yes.
across the
Yes.
street from that,
And Spinnakers.
and cops were coming down like squad cars. We counted 150 squad cars, and that's when we stopped
cars,
counting.
And they all had
They were parked along
semi-automatic
there.
rifles.
Oh yeah,
We
That's
were
'cause someone-
escorted
yeah. You can
when
look
we
it
were
up.
down there. We were escorted everywhere we went,
Mm-hmm.
And it was right across from us. I
Yeah.
mean, it was literally right across from us. And not too far down the road, there was actually a shooting.
yeah,
Yep.
Remember? And people were
Mhm.
killed.
Yeah, it was
There
like
was a party.
a college thing or whatever
Yeah.
that was happening.
Yeah.
And a stabbing. It's a whole thing.
yeah.
I read about it because I was doing the history on
And that's pretty much when they
That
stopped.
Clubhouse.
Yeah.
It's pretty much
So I
when
think
they
that's when they stopped
having alcohol
the spring
on
break
the
stuff.
beaches during
Yeah.
spring
Yeah,
break.
it's a dry beach now.
Mhm.
I'll tell
And
you.
we don't
it's
do
just
spring
lovely.
break on
Right.
beaches
No,
anymore.
yeah.
Not there. Mm-mm.
Dangerous,
Yeah.
rowdy.
We're done.
You were saying though, you went down there with Aunt
Your
Nell.
sister.
Yeah, and my mom had passed, and that was traumatic for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then, honestly, and I've told this story before, I had a dream that my mom came to me and said, if you don't stop, you will be joining me.
Mm-hmm.
And then my daughter, who, Chezzy, I think she was 4 or 5, looked at me that weekend
Mm-hmm.
and said, you don't love me.
Mm.
This was Chesney. And I said, what do you mean I don't love you? And she says, because you think it's okay to die.
And that was the same weekend you had that dream.
I said, what do you, yes.
Hmm.
And I said, what do you mean it's okay to die? She says, because you smoke.
Mm.
When you smoke, you're telling me that you want to die.
Mm.
Because everybody dies of cancer. Everybody dies from smoking. And I said, not everybody does. But with the combination of the two, I made a promise.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley remembers. We were all sitting there huddled on that porch.
Yeah.
Around a heater with blankets and everything.
In Florida.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Megan and Heather were
Mhm.
there. Yeah. And the kids. And yeah. I said, when I get back home, and this is March
2015.
yeah, but it was March 21st or 22nd that I quit, because I said, when we get home from spring break, I'm done.
Mm.
And I got home and I still had almost a full pack of cigarettes. And when we got home, I threw it away. I got my patches from my doctor and I was done.
Yep.
That was the
Never
last-
looked back.
No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Could I still have a craving here or there? Yeah. But
Right.
I fight that.
Yeah,
you
for
know.
sure.
Still, you fight that
Yeah.
because it was a comfort thing more than
Oh, yeah.
anything.
Yeah. I get that for sure. Yeah, I would agree. You've seen a lot of loved ones die
Mm-hmm.
from that, and that's hard. Super hard. And there's like other things just even in the like it's just part of the ugliness of addiction. That is something that is really, really hard to watch and to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've watched, I mean, when you think about you being addicted to smoking,
Mm-hmm.
but then also watching people that you love being addicted to even harder things,
Yeah.
and which means that it's even harder to kick.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot. It's a really, really hard thing. There is an ugly side to addiction that
There is.
we'll probably have a a podcast in the future about that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And invite a few of our friends who have found victory
Mm-hmm.
in that
Yeah.
through that. But yeah, that's a really, really hard thing. So thanks for sharing that, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, before we wrap up, is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to share?
I don't know. I just want to thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you both to know that, there was something that we talked about not too long ago that I wanted to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about sibling rivalry,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. There's sibling rivalry, but these girls, I always taught them, you don't fight, you love each other.
Mm-hmm.
You don't fight, you love each other. And they'd get into spats or whatever, but they had each other's back, and they still do. They're like the closest
Yeah.
sisters. And I know there are people out there that envy this right here. I happen to be very proud of this
Yeah.
right here.
How can you not?
And I love you both.
I love you,
love you.
Mom. I'm glad you came on. I know this can be it's a weird thing to navigate, like being
Yeah.
on a podcast, because
Mhm.
naturally, like tonight we were talking, you and I and Ashley, and you're like, we need to stop because we need to save this for the podcast, because
It's
our
like-
whole life is like that's
This
just
is
how
it.
this
Yeah.
is it.
This
we
is what we do. We laugh. We get serious. We laugh, and
yeah
very random at times. Like this is just what we do.
yeah.
And
So
yeah,
People love it. I hear it all the time.
we're just
So don't stop.
don't stop believing, hold on to that feeling. Don't
ADHD,
stop.
man, it's
See?
a beautiful thing.
I'm not lying.
You gave birth to
It's
these
what they do.
things right here in the flesh, your offspring.
Yep.
From your loins.
And what's great is your kids are close. And I believe
Yeah.
they'll always be close. A lot of
Mhm.
people envy that too, because, and I do because as I grew up, I have cousins I still love to this day.
Mhm.
And I talk to Mary on Facebook every once in a while. We text message or whatever. We haven't gotten together yet, but I want to.
Mhm.
But she and I were close when we were kids.
Mhm.
Our family, us kids went through a lot back
Mhm.
then. And she and I grew very close.
Yeah.
But as we got older, you grow apart. Life just separates you.
Mhm.
Life gets busy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I say you don't have to talk every day. You don't have to text every day. You don't have to see each other all the time to know that you love them,
Mhm.
and it's very special. But I envy, and a lot of people envy, the fact that your kids, the cousins,
You're so
see
close.
each other all the time,
Mhm.
hang out together, love hanging out together.
Mhm.
And I believe they're going to grow up that way. They're just going to
I hope
always
so.
be close
Yeah.
and have each other's back like you guys do.
I mean, that's how it feels with Amber and Megan.
I
I
say
couldn't
we're
get enough
so
of them.
close
Yeah.
with Amber and Megan.
When I was younger, I would have loved to have seen them as much as our girls
Yeah.
and her kids see each other, because Amber and Megan were like siblings to
Yeah.
us. So we were
and
grateful.
we're still so close with them.
I
We talk
remember
every day.
growing up, and I would have friends that barely knew their cousins, and it was so foreign to me. I'm like, I thought
Mhm.
all families
Yeah.
had like we're super close with their cousins, because
Yeah.
that's how we were with
Mhm.
Amber and Megan.
Mhm.
You know, And eventually Stephanie came along, but we
Mhm.
were so much, there was an age gap there.
Yeah.
We have other cousins that we're close to, but there was nothing. I mean, Amber and
There
Megan
was
were
just
just
something about like
we're so
our
much,
bond.
we're so
Yeah.
goofy and weird and loving. And
Oh, we're weird.
People get so busy nowadays.
Mhm.
Back when I was a kid, people had family reunions.
yeah, we don't do that.
Up until a
What's
few
a
years
family
ago,
reunion?
before
Yeah.
all of the elders started to leave us, and pass,
Mhm.
we had them every year.
I think
Yeah.
Down
it's
there at Rick's family, but the next generations, life is busier.
Mhm.
But I
It's
think they
faster,
also
and
have
they just
social media,
we don't
which
do it
then is
anymore.
like, why do we need a family reunion? Because we talk to each other, see each other's lives
Yeah.
through social media.
That's true.
So I think
Social
that
media kind of, I feel like,
it kind of
ruins
like,
that.
yeah, it's such a bittersweet thing, social media, because I feel like you think you
I
know
thank God
someone,
for
you
it.
know?
because
But yeah,
Well, yeah, like for us, it was so good because we live so far
but
away.
some things have died. You know,
I
like
would
the
help
song.
teach the grandbabies their ABCs
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
on
true.
video.
Mm-hmm.
You also taught my child how to crawl out of a crib. Because Ellie overheard her talking, and she's like, one day that little girl's going to crawl right out of her crib. And as, like, not even like 10 minutes after, Ellie is out of her crib and walking down the steps. And I was like, Nanny, you had to say it. Well, anyway,
she's
that's
just smart.
that's our episode.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom, for being on. And it's gonna be an
you.
interesting edit, Joe. Good luck.
Have
Just
fun.
You're gonna have
there's gonna
a
be like
lot.
20 minutes of just us laughing. You should
Mhm.
just edit that.
You should just totally make a clip of just nothing but different laughs going on. Like, yeah.
I don't know. They would use that
Especially
as
as she's
they would use that as a torture device for people in the CIA.
That's okay.
Play the loop.
There's another one for you.
Like, tell us the truth. Then they would
Play the loop.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. Anyways.
Are we done? Because I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Real as Possible. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the laughs with someone who needs it. See you next time.